Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Are you getting bored with using the same team in Premier Cup? Halloween Cup is in 3 days, and in this video we are going to deep dive into the Halloween meta. First of all, some of the technicals. Halloween Cup will start on Monday, October 26th to Tuesday, November 3rd. Only Poison, Ghost, Bug, Dark, Fairy type will be allowed, and this meta will be in the Great League, having a 1500 CP cap. As you can see from this chart, the 42 recommended Pokemon on PvPoke for Halloween Cup, it is very different than the Great League meta we are used to. That is because there are only 5 types exist in this meta, and the other types that don't. So that change the power dynamic of the meta. So in this video, we're going to explain the meta, and we're going to explain how to counter the meta. And in the end, I'm going to tell you what I think are the best investment, because you don't want to invest all your Stardust into a Pokemon that may or may not work for a meta that only lasts for 1 week. So the 5 types are here: Bug, Poison, Ghost, Dark, and Fairy. If you're watching this video, you probably already know the complication between effectiveness and resistance in Pokemon Go between type to type, because when it comes to attack and defense, they're totally different. So I make a simplified chart to explain you the basic of what is good against what in this meta. So basically, Poison is good for Fairy, Fairy and Bug are good for Dark type, Dark is good for Ghost, Ghost is also good for Ghost itself, and Ghost type is good for Poison and Bugs. We also did an analysis of the meta. I counted the top 50 Pokemon recommended by PvPoke and see what their types are. You can see the distribution between types are very different. There are way too many Poison Dark types around. At the same time, there are not a lot of Fairy and Ghost type. That is because some of the types, their weakness is not allowed in the meta. And we're going to see that right now. For example, Poison type are super effective to Ground move and Psychic move, but those 2 types are not allowed in this meta. That's why there are so many Poison types around. Same thing for Bug type. Bug types are weak to Flying move, Rock move, and Fire move. All of the 3 types are not allowed in this meta, so there are so many Bug types. There are still a way to counter them. We just need to find the right Pokemon with the right move, even though they're not that typing. For example, we have Alola Marowak, which is a Fire Ghost type, but it also has Ground move that can counter Poison really nicely. And even when you don't have a Pokemon with the right move to counter that, you can still compete with the typing with the resistance. For example, if you have a Steel type, even though you are not super effective to Poison, but you resist Poison. There are not that many Fairy types around for 2 reasons. There are not that many Fairy types in general, and they are definitely not going to survive with so many Poison types around. Just in case you are bored with my jibber jabber already, this is a chart of most of the Pokemon that I can find that are on the chart on PvPoke that are also common for most battlers to use. Most of them should be quite common to use, and some of them, even if you don't have them, they're still pretty cheap as an investment. As we said before, there's no point to invest so many Stardust on a cup that only exists for 1 week. So we're going to get into these Pokemon in a minute. For Poison type, you have Beedrill, you have Haunter Gengar, you have Stunkai, you have Alola Venusaur, you have Tentacruel, you have Golbat. Ghost type, you have Froslass, Sableye, Drifloon, Alola Marowak. Dark type, you have Umbreon, of course, Shiftry, Honchkrow. Mandibuzz, which is a very interesting pick because it just came out and at the moment is the #1 on PvPoke. For fairy type, you have, of course, Azumarill, you have Alola Ninetale, you have Malware, which is really strong in this meta. For bug type, you have Gaventula, which is super meta in this meta. And you have Crustle, you have Caesar Fortress, and very important one, Wormadam. We're going to start with the most common and the most important type in this meta, the poison type. Some of the poison types are so strong, you should know them already. You know how aggressive Hunter and Ganger can be. Venusaur with Frenzy Plant Sludge Bomb, really good move. Beedrill is at the moment number 2 or 3 in this meta, with Community Day move Drill Run and Sludge Bomb or X Caesar, depends on how you want to run it. Really strong. And we have Golbat, which is a poison type, and also it beats Beedrill. How to counter poison type? Here's my options. Pokemon exist in this meta with ground moves. You have Beedrill with Drill Run and Toxicroak with Mud Bomb. One of the very few confusion users in this meta, which I think is gonna be the game changer, is Wormadam. It's a bug steel typing, so on top of resist poison, it also has confusion that is super effective. So if you have a matchup with one of them with poison type, you're gonna farm so much energy. And some of the other Pokemon with steel typings also resist poison even when they are not super effective. You have Malwell, you have Scizor, and you have very important one, Fortress with Earthquake. The ones I circle with the red circle here are the ones I believe are worth your investment. They're pretty cheap, they're pretty common, and I believe they have a good use outside this meta for future battle as well. Bug types are another type that is so important in this meta. I didn't put all of them in here because it's very clear some of the bug types are the frontrunners of this meta. Galvantula, Crustle, Wormadam. Galvantula is one of the most important Pokemon in this meta. It beats every dark type, it beats Azumarill, it is very spammy, and it has one of the highest attack in the Great League. Also, its move Launch can lower your attack, so even when it's in a matchup it doesn't like, it can still does a lot of things for the backline. Because of the dominance of Galvantula, Crustle is also ranked really high in this meta, mostly because the move Smackdown make it a really good Galvantula counter. Crustle is a very interesting Pokemon, it's very tanky, it has really good moveset, and it has really good defense as well. And on the top right, we have Wormadam, we have Scizor, we have Fortress. All of them are bug steel dual typing. So you can see to counter them, you need fire. We have 2 Pokemon in this meta with fire fast move. Malwell with Fire Fan, and Alola Marowak with Fire Spin. The new release Dark Flying type Pokemon, Mandibuzz, which is ranked number 1 on PvPoke right now, technically is also a bug counter with Air Slash and Arrow Ace, but I would not recommend you to use that one for a couple reasons. First of all, it's very expensive. Most of you probably only have 1 or 2, and it needs a lot of candy to evolve, it needs a lot of candy to max up, and 75 candies and the Stardust to unlock second move. Secondly, you look at the bug type in here, Galvantula has Volt Switch, Crustle has Smackdown. Both of them are also super effective to flying types, so you might be off just using a lot of Marowak and Malwell to counter the bug type in this meta. Now we're getting into the fairy types. I only put 2 fairy here because I don't believe it's a good meta for the fairy. just because there are so many poison types around. I also did not put any Charmers here, because Charm, other than Dark type, it doesn't do anything in this meta. And as you can see from the previous Great League, there are not that many plays for Charmer to be around at the moment, because Great League is getting very spammy, and Charmers are just not as flexible, and they're way too slow with the low energy gain. Right. To counter Azumarill and Malwell, first of all, we have all the poisons with poison move. I put a circle on Beedrill because Beedrill not only has poison move, it also have ground move that are super effective damage to Malwell. And now we have the steel types for the fairies. Because Malwell has Fire Spin, so they actually counters you more than you counter them. But all of the three Pokemon have a good matchup with Azumarill as well. Not as good as Dominant, because Steel is only neutral on Azumarill, and Azumarill is Azumarill. But if you don't have any other options, you can still do something with the three Pokemons. I also put down Alola Marowak here, because with a very few Pokemon that has a dual fire typing, it resists fairy moves. It also has Fire Spin that is super effective to Marvel. So keep in mind, it could also function as a fairy counter. Maybe not with these two, but with Wigglytuff, with Clefable that you will see in this meta. Now we get to the Dark type. We have Umbreon, which everybody should have already. We have Zevlus and Mandibuzz, which I don't recommend, because they are very expensive and they don't function as well. To counter Dark type, we have all the bugs. We have Garvantula, which is amazing. And we have all the fairies, Azumarill and Malwell does really well with Dark type. And of course, if you have a Charmer, Charm will take care of Dark type fairly easy. Another weakness to Dark type are the Fighting type. And Fighting type are not allowed in this meta, so we have three Pokemon here that they have dual Fighting type, Scraggy, Obstagoon, and Toxicroak. So I will highly recommend you to have one of the fighters, because they're just very, very good with neutral matchup in this meta, because there's no Psychic around. As we mentioned before, Malwell with Fire Fan can also be a really good bug counter. Toxicroak with Mudbang can also be a really good poison counter. So now you have Pokemon that can function as different counters, which make your team very versatile if you utilize them well. Ghost types are only weak to Ghost move and Dark move. So Ghosts themselves are a Ghost counter, and everything in the Dark family can be a Ghost counter. There are not that many Ghost type in this meta, so we can actually list all the counters for them. We have Haunter and Ganger that are part poison, which made them weak to Psychic move. So Wormadam with Confusion is going to be really good against them. We have Alola Marowak, which is weak to Water because of the Fire typing. We have Frostless, which is weak to Rock with Ice typing. So Crustle and Azumarill can do really well with them as well. Also, what I didn't put here is Drifloon. Drifloon with the Flying typing make it weak to Garvantula with Volt Switch, and Crustle with Smackdown as well. I put a circle in Mandibuzz here, not because I recommend you to use it, but if you really have the candy and the stardust and you want to build one, you sure can, and it will work wonders for you. It is even bulkier than the Zumaro. It has 180 HP for the Great League, and it's tanky, almost as tanky as Umbreon. So if you have the Stardust, why not? There you go. Now I'm going to tell you what I prepare to use in this meta. Mostly because I have them already and I don't want to invest more Stardust onto a mana that only lasts for 1 week. But Beedrill, Toxicroak, Golbat, Hunter, Venusaur are really good poison. I have Gargantua, Crustle, and Wormadam with really good versatility. We have a Azumarill that everybody has already, and a Malware I'm so excited about. For the Dark type, I don't have that many. I'm going to use Obstagoon as a really good fighter and Dark type. And we have Sabula and Muk already, and they are really good safe swap in this meta as well. And for the Ghost type, we're going to use Frostless and of course a lot of Marowak because it counters so many different kind of Pokemon in this meta. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you understand a little bit more about the Halloween Cup meta after this video. I've been trying to make shorter videos, so this is at the moment 70 minutes. My shortest so far, so good job, Gail. If you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.